Hi guys, so glad to see you. So I'm jumping on a little early again because I know you guys are a little behind me. So I am going to just refresh here so I can see any comments. If you are here, please do comment so I can say hello. Hi Tom, how are you? And I'm very excited about tonight. We are going to be doing your solar plexus chakra, which is yellow, and it's really the area that I need to be working in. So I'm very excited to be doing this with you guys tonight because it's an important area to work on. I was talking a little bit last week about how I can often be a perfectionist and be kind of judgmental, and those are both things with this chakra. This chakra is about power and control. Hi, I think it was Robin. I'm sorry. Tell me your names again. I need to go through and just put all your names with your usernames so I don't forget them. I promise I'll do that next time. I'll put that in my Word document that I'm putting together. But this is a really good one because it's power and control issues, but that plays out in a lot of different ways. So if you don't feel in control, you act out in other ways. And if you don't feel like you have power, you don't feel like you know where you are. Oh, look, you're all here. It's very exciting. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Kate. So I am going to jump pretty quickly into the role play tonight, as I think people prefer that, and then we can do readings or energy healings. One thing I did want to say is I think there's at least one of you, if not two, I think, that are regulars with these but aren't in the Facebook group. So I would ask that you friend me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook at all, it's Jessica Cross, and you'll see my little Nutty McFreak icon if there's more than one Jessica Cross in Facebook. Friend me, and then send me either an email through Facebook or an email through here, or leave a comment and just let me know that you want to be added to the private chakra workshop Facebook page. And that's where I'm hoping we may be able to, yes, oh good, it was Robin, good. That's where I'm hoping we can dialogue a little bit more about these because I don't know about you, but I was a therapist for a long time, so safety is a big issue for me. And one of the things I never want to have happen is to have somebody make a comment in YouTube and get negative feedback to it, or, I know your name, Tom, get negative feedback or feel badly that they put it out there on YouTube, because YouTube is a very public forum. So I would rather have us use the private Facebook page. I mean, unless you feel like you're an open book, you're willing to put anything out there, whatever, but I don't know about you, but although I'm very public in these videos, there are some things that are private that I am not going to talk about on YouTube, or I'm not going to write about on YouTube, because there are a lot of people on YouTube who can be very mean. And although I have a relatively thick skin, there are some things I just don't want to be attacked right now because I'm still sort of working through them. So that's why I've created the private Facebook page. There will also be a private Facebook page for all of my retreats and workshops and things like that. And I probably will limit them if they start to get too big, especially because this is a public workshop. I'll just create another one, so we'll have smaller groups, but it's also easier to monitor. If we get somebody in there who's being nasty, they won't be in there anymore. So hi, Sophie. Oh yes, Sophie, you've been, I think you're at the first one, or you've been at least at other rituals, I know. So because I remember your little username. So having said that, that was my little Facebook information. And I think I'm very quickly going to get into the role play. I am in the office today. My husband is sick, so there's not a rehearsal tonight, and he's not working in here. He's up in bed, and I usually record in the closet in my bedroom. So I'm recording in here, which is actually a nicer space to record in. Ideally, I'll be able to record in here more regularly, but right now I can only record at night, so it's a hard time to be in here. So that's the new location, but it does mean I can use candles, and it does mean I can smudge, and so I will be doing that, okay? So I'm going to center myself, and I'm going to get ready for a very exciting solar plexus role play. Oh, hi. How are you? So good to see you. How's everything going? How are you reacting to these weekly sessions? Yeah, they're intense. They really are. It's a lot of work to be doing, so you need to be taking extra good care of yourself, right? You need to just be adding in a few extra little stress reduction things, because it's a lot of stuff to dredge up. Yeah, once we get through these 7 sessions, we'll do some work about replacing kind of what we've dredged up. So that's one of the things I think is important, is when you have banished things, or when you've removed something, you need to replace it with something. So you can think about that a little bit while we're doing this, but we'll do more of that work afterwards as well. Are you ready for solar plexus today? Yeah, it's a big one. It's where we start moving out of the lower realm, and it's issues about power and control. So people who are blocked in this area tend to kind of not know where they fit in the world. They can often be perfectionists and very judgmental of other people. It's a hard place to be when you have a lot of issues around your solar plexus. You don't feel in control of things. You can feel pressure, even if there's none really there. So it can be very frustrating, and a lot of anxiety around that. So if we can work on some of these issues, it should kind of help mellow you out in general too. Yeah, you kind of have to learn what you can control and what you can't, and what areas you can really work on goals to feel a bit more powerful, and what areas you need to sort of let go so that you're not trying to control things you can't. Okay? All right, so why don't you sit, get comfortable. I'm going to start off, obviously, by getting you very, very relaxed. Did that help last time? Good. Good, good. Then we want to do more of that. We want to really, really make sure we get you nice and relaxed, okay? Okay, well, we're going to start off by lighting a candle. Today, we have a green candle. Yeah, and I decided to go with a green candle today because I know that part of what we're doing is abundance work for you. And a lot of abundance issues lie here as well. Because if you don't feel like you know where you fit, if you don't feel like you have any power, then you're not going to be working towards the goals that will help you move forward. So if we're able to work through some of these issues, this is where the abundance stuff really starts to kick in. So really feeling like you have enough wealth, you have enough love, you have enough time. And in that vein, let's do a little bit of smudging. I am going to use my lemongrass. Smudge you. And smudge me. Let's light it a little bit more. And smudge our tools. Ah, there we go. Got some good smoke there. Very good. I like smudging with lemongrass. Yeah, I find it works very well for the work that I do. I have sage, obviously, too, but I do like the lemongrass. All right, so now if I can have you just take my hand, both of my hands. We're just going to circle some energy back and forth. You feeling good? All right, so we're going to do some massage again. And I am using my pitta oil because we want to bring up some fire energy. So pitta is wonderful. It's got a lot of fiery scents. Coriander, passion flower, let's see what else, sandalwood, lavender, licorice, and it's all in a sesame and sunflower oil. Yeah, it's got some wonderful stuff in it. So all right, I'm going to light this candle. And I'm going to start off again with a little bit of a hand massage. Just working the backs of your hand. That seemed to help last time, right? Okay. And we'll keep doing that. We'll circle our energies with the hand massage, I think. And just working my thumb on your palm. And down your fingers and pulling your fingernails off. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels awfully good. All right, and let me have your other hand. It's a nice oil. It's not a very strong smell. You would think with all of those different scents in it, it would be very strong, but it's not. And it's also not a really girly smell. So if you smell a little bit of this oil, you're not going to feel like you're going out on the table. All right. Yeah, I really like it. I mostly smell the sandalwood. Okay. All right, let us start with your shoulders. Just massaging down the back of your neck and your back, trapezius muscles, all along your scapula, tops of your shoulders, just up your neck, down. And then moving to the shoulder. You're not quite as tense this week. I think maybe you're getting a bit more comfortable with these. It happens. You know I'm not scared. I'm a good witch. I saw a cute sign today on Facebook that said, you know it's a good day when I didn't have to call out the flying monkeys. I like that. Okay, now let's get your chest. Just right along your collarbone. And a little bit on your pectoral muscles. It's kind of amazing how tight those can get. You know, because when we're stressed, we tend to cave in on ourselves, and that's our pectoral muscles pulling in. So we cave in or we pull our shoulders up, we get in some weird postures. Okay, let me do the shoulder. Stress does some weird stuff to our bodies. Okay. Alright, are you feeling a little bit calmer? Shut that. And I just want you to center yourself with me a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Make sure you're in a comfortable position. And we're going to travel down a similar road we've traveled down before. So I'd like you to take my hand, and we're going to walk through a forest. Pay attention to what you can hear, what you may be able to see, what you may be able to smell. And for some people, their visualizations tend to mostly be feelings or colors. That's okay. Take whatever comes to you and don't negate what you are seeing or feeling. One of the main reasons we struggle with visualization is we like to tune out or negate what we see or hear and say that we're just telling ourselves a story. Telling yourself a story is fine. Tell yourself a story of walking through the forest. You may be surprised what you learn. Okay, and now I want you to come sit on the bench with me in a little clearing. Again, next to the large tree. And we sit and wait until we start to hear the sound of another coming through the forest. Maybe the sound of a human or an animal. This is your guide coming to take you to the upper realm for solar plexus. As your guide comes and joins you on the bench, you have a few moments to ask any questions you might have. You can ask your guide their name. If you don't know, you can ask them what they have to teach you. You may hear the answer in words, or in thoughts, or in pictures, or just in feeling, or they may tell you to wait, that all will become clear. And now, I will stay on the bench, and I want you to go with your guide, and you walk to the tree that we have traveled through before, but you begin to walk around the back of this enormous tree. And you notice in the back that there is a ladder leading up, up, up. Your guide starts up, and you're a bit nervous as it seems like such a long way. But as you begin to climb, you notice it becomes easier and easier with each step. Almost as if your body grows lighter and lighter and lighter. You continue to climb all the way up to the top of the tree, far beyond where we could see from the forest floor. And as you climb, you see something above you. And notice it's a huge nest, large enough for several humans. And the ladder leads right up over that nest, and you follow your guide into the nest. This nest is laid with yellow feathers and leaves, and it is all a bright glowing yellow color. Take your time and look around the nest. See if you find any objects, if any of the leaves have drawings. Look all around. Sit down with your guide, and you can ask them any questions about items you have found. Any questions about what you should do. Any questions about what new things you could be working on to make yourself feel more powerful, and what you may need to let go of that you don't have any control over. And as you sit, you begin to hear a sound. As the sound gets closer, you notice it's the sound of flapping wings. It is very loud, as the bird coming towards you is huge, much larger than in our human realm. And this bird comes and lands on the side of the nest. Look at what kind of bird it is. The kind of bird may tell you quite a lot about what you need to learn from this chakra. You may ask a question of the bird. You may even be invited to climb on the bird's back and go for a short flight to get used to flying. It will not be the last time you fly through these realms. Flying is powerful, and you gradually need to learn that you have that power, and the birds will teach you. So if you feel ready, do join the bird on a flight. You may even feel the beginning of wings on your back. And as the bird returns you to the nest, thank the bird and ask any other questions you may need to know. But this will not be the last time you will encounter that guide. Allow your original guardian to lead you back down the ladder. Feel yourself returning to the earth. When you reach the bottom, plant your feet firmly on the ground before coming to sit beside me on the bench. You may ask more questions of your guide. And I will ask you, in what areas do you need to relinquish control to move on? You may ask your guide if you don't know. My next question is, what do you need in your life to feel more powerful? And finally, for you and your guide, what needs to be let go of so that you can accept yourself and others? Now you can ask your guide if they have any gifts for you. Maybe a physical gift. It may be a thought. It may be a symbol. It may be a drawing. Take it in whatever form your guide hands to you. Thank your guide as always, and release them. And now, you and I begin to walk back through the forest. And as we do, I want you to feel your feet firmly planted on the ground. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and return to the room where you are. And now I want you to picture a sash tied around your waist. The ends go down towards the floor, and as you look, you notice they extend into the floor, into the ground, all the way down into the earth, grounding your body, returning you to this realm. Feel yourself grounded. Feel yourself present. And have yourself a chocolate. I'm actually going to have a mint. And now I want to do a bit more massage to ground you as well. This is a intense visualization, so the grounding is very important. So I'll start again in the opposite direction, massaging this shoulder. Continue to take deep breaths. And your chest. Feel yourself whole in this body. You are right where you need to be, physically and emotionally. In the shoulder. And then the back of your neck. and the tops of your shoulders. And if you will take my hands again, massaging your hands and your wrist and your fingers, turning you all the way to this body, your other hand. This is intense work, and you need support, and you also need to care for yourself. You cannot give to others from an empty vessel, so don't feel selfish. Imagine how much stronger you will be at the end of these 7 weeks. This is the stripping away of many, many years of burdens that you no longer need. If you still need them, your body won't let you let go of them quite yet. But if you're ready for this transformation, the visualizations will help you feel supported by your guides to let go of what is no longer serving you. And let's hold hands one more time. I thank you for this hard work to grow and bring more positive energy to this world. It is strong, important work, and I commend you for taking these difficult steps. And with that, we'll blow out the last remains of our candle. That abundance doesn't want to leave us. Go home. Take good care tonight. And I will see you again next week. And that's the end of the role play. That is one that I will have to listen to a few times. For those of you who really like the visualization part, on my meditation ASMR channel, I am putting up, I have the first 2 already up there, just the role plays. So if you really just want to go back through the visualizations and you don't want to have to figure out where in this recording those come up, that they're a little bit easier to find. They're always about 5 minutes in. And it's good to listen to the whole thing too and kind of get yourself relaxed and ready for the visualization, but those are going to be a lot shorter. And they're kind of an easier way just to get right to the visualization part. So I'm going to ramble for a couple of minutes while I wait to see if you guys want any readings or any healings. I am feeling pretty good today, so I probably could do a couple of healings. And I'm so happy to see all of you guys here. Thank you so much for coming here. I know I switched days on you, and I may end up switching to 8 o'clock. My son is just messing around with his sleep schedule, so it was a little touch and go whether I was going to make it tonight on time, except my husband is sick, so he would have taken over. I'm glad you liked that, Tom. And one thing I did briefly talk about that I think is really important and I want to talk about. So these 7 workshops, we are really stripping. We are getting rid of burdens that we don't need. I do really feel that in order for that to stay, you need to replace it with something. So it's not just getting rid of trying to control things that you can't control. It's also feeling powerful in other areas. For me, it's not just you know, letting go of judgment of myself and other people. It's really about replacing it with unconditional love. So it's nice to think about those two areas, and it's what I'm going to focus on when I do the weekend retreat in early August. So we're going to do, it's I think the second weekend in August, and it's going to be Friday night videos on and off all day Saturday and Sunday morning. So just like if you went to a real retreat. Oh, good. I'm glad that these are getting easier. It really is a muscle. Like visualization, if you do them a lot, you're just going to get more of them. So they're a lot easier. You'll, some people are visual, some people are tap into feelings, some people tap into colors, some people tap into smells. Take whatever you get. So, and Stephanie, I think I owe you an energy healing, right? Jump in there if you would like one, because I think I had to end last week without giving you one because I was just kind of wiped. So jump in there if you'd like me to do an energy healing. And maybe I can focus a little bit on the solar plexus, although hopefully, yeah, no, I was kind of planning on giving you one tonight since I knew you were going to be there, since we kind of had some interaction on my other video. So I will probably start off with an energy healing for Stephanie. And then if you guys want a reading with the cards, and I probably can jump in with one more energy healing if anybody wants one. I'm going to try and get some more cards. I've been doing a lot of work with totem animals. So this is my raven. So I'm speaking my truth. And I'm listening to my voice and not other voices, which is important to me. I fall a lot into wanting other people to like me and wanting to make everybody happy all the time, and sometimes to the detriment of myself. When I was reading about this chakra, I was like, oh, okay, these are really my issues, because they talked about feeling pressure even when there isn't pressure. I work from home, so my boss almost completely interacts with me by emails. And you know how easy it is to miscommunicate through emails. And I am always going to read that my supervisors and my bosses are pressuring me, even if that's really not in the email. Sometimes my husband will read the email and he'll be like, yeah, they didn't actually say that at all. It's just me feeling that pressure to always be the best and always be exactly what everybody wants. So, what chakra is for motivation? It depends on what kind of motivation. But the one we did last week with the sacral, if you're feeling really kind of lethargic and like you can't get yourself going, I would go back and do the visualization for sacral. That's a really, really good place to start. But it kind of depends. Like, you can also feel really lethargic with solar plexus too, because if the reason you're not motivated is because you don't feel like you have control over things in your life, so why bother putting in the effort? Then it's going to be stemming from there. So I would try the sacral if the solar plexus doesn't seem to resonate with you. But it really depends on where the motivation is stemming from. But sacral and solar plexus are really good places to start. So, okay, energy healing for Stephanie. I'm going to pull a card for Stephanie, just so I know what I'm working on. And then I'll definitely do a card reading for Robin and Tom. Thank you guys so much for being here. Makes my day, makes my week, makes me so happy that this is a goal I had, something I wanted to do. Didn't think I'd ever be able to do it because I was so focused on it had to be a career if I wanted to do retreats, that I had to find a way to have us all meet up in a hotel, and I had to have all the money to be able to afford to pay for that, and I had to have enough people who would be willing to pay to come out so I could rent the space. And once I got over that hang up and realized, nope, I just need to do it. It's made my life so much better, and this is what I've wanted to do for so many years. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It would be terribly lame if you weren't here. Okay, so Stephanie, this is for you. I am open and receptive to new avenues of income. There you go. I now receive my good from expected and unexpected sources. I am an unlimited being, accepting from an unlimited source. In an unlimited way, I am blessed beyond my fondest dreams. And Stephanie, this is a funny card for you to get, because this card was actually on my abundance altar until very recently. So it hasn't been available. I think this is the first week it's actually been available because I realized, well, you know, some of the people on my videos probably need this card too. So I'm going to take it off my abundance altar and I'm going to put it in with the rest of the cards. So it's funny that the very first time it's available, you pull it. So apparently you needed it. So let me do a healing for Stephanie. I am definitely happy to do a healing for you as well, Sophie. That may be the only other one I do, but definitely happy to do it. Okay, so let me center myself a little bit. And I'm going to start off with the root chakra for Stephanie. That's feeling okay. That's feeling pretty good at the moment. So maybe the root chakra work from recently is helping. And it's funny because we pulled your card. A lot of the things I've been reading say that abundance is really in your heart, your solar plexus a little bit, but your heart and your throat and third eye. But I found for me, my abundance issues are the lower three chakras for me, because first of all, it's a lot about what I learned about money growing up. Money is what my parents fought about, always. So for me, money was the root of all evil. My husband and I have been together since we were teenagers, many, many, many years. And we do not have a joint bank account because I will not get one. Because I don't want to fight about money. I don't want anybody asking me where that $30 went. It's my $30. And that's because of stuff I grew up with. So I have really had to work with the root chakra to get to my money issues. So, all right, let's move up to sacral. This is orange. Also not feeling too bad. So hopefully some of these visualizations are helping. So that's issues of creativity and a lot of emotional issues in there. So let's move up to solar plexus, where you said you know you've got some issues. It's not too bad, and maybe it's because you just did the visualization. You kind of have a little pocket that's dark, so I'm going to try and blow that away. But really, it's not bad. So hopefully this visualization tonight helped with that quite a lot. Let's move up to your heart. That's a little darker than I would like. I'm going to brighten it up. Got some love stuff going on. And you know, now that you may have cleared out some of the solar plexus stuff, there may be more getting through that chakra, going up to your heart. And if some of your issues are around like perfectionism and judgment, I have found the antidote is love. So if you're having, you may have some blockage there because you need to replace some of those feelings about judgments on you and other people with love. All right, let's move up to your throat. This is a blue disc. It's about communication, speaking your truth. Not bad. Okay, let's go to third eye. Let's go to intuition. It's an indigo color. It's really strong. Really, really strong. Listen to your intuition. It'll really guide you. And if you're getting better at the visualization, that may be why it may be opening up a little bit. So let's try crown. That's your spirit. And that's a violet color. And let's send that white light all the way down. Maybe you can bust through some of that heart blockage. And then send it all the way down into the ground. So, Stephanie, that was interesting that even knowing your issues were kind of solar plexus issues, that's not where I felt it. I felt it in your heart. So again, maybe you worked through some of that this evening. Doesn't mean it won't come back, but maybe you worked through some of it, and you may need to work on some of that heart stuff. And we'll do that next week too. So, I'll find out a little bit more about the nuances. Because when you do read about the heart chakra, it's called the heart chakra, and they pretty much talk about how it's love. But as I do more research on all of these chakras, there's always sort of an underlying issue. And there's almost always a physical issue too. So solar plexus is also about gut instincts. So I don't know about you, but I've been doing a lot of reading about the gut. And part of the reason is, again, I'm a social worker. I like Scientific American Mind is my favorite magazine. And I know it's pop science, but I think it's fascinating and it's easy to digest. But a lot of the studies on there and on like the New York Times Health page is they're talking about gut microbes and anxiety in the brain. And anxiety's always been an issue for me. So learning about that is fascinating to me. And they've been finding that probiotics, and they're not really releasing like what the cocktail is of probiotics because there's so many different probiotics, but probiotics are working like an anti-anxiety med for a lot of people. And they've done these studies with animals as well, where a lot of times it's our gut telling us that we are nervous. And I know the most stressed I've ever been in a job when I was running a substance abuse facility. I had 24 clients and I had 25 staff because it was a 24-hour facility, and it was really, 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 really stressful. I dropped 10 pounds in 2 weeks. And if you've watched my videos, you know I struggle with weight. And I'm trying to lose weight now. And I have always struggled with weight. I think I remember being on a diet in 3rd grade. So the fact that I dropped weight like that, I thought I had brought a parasite back from Indonesia because I couldn't eat things. Everything felt like broken glass. And it was entirely stress. So, and one of the things that our brain does is when we are feeling physical symptoms of stress, our brain will look for reasons why we feel that way. So it's sort of a circular pattern too. So when my stomach isn't working right, I attribute it to anxiety, and I find reasons why I'm stressed. So, gut feelings. And a lot of people get their intuition in their gut. That's how they know things. So I'm going to do a couple of readings just so I don't get behind. And then I'm going to do a energy healing for Robin. So, all right, let's see. So first, this is for Tom. Let's shuffle this. Sorry, I hope you guys don't mind my ramblings. One of the things that I miss from counseling is I've got all kinds of random pieces of information that sometimes are helpful to people and sometimes are not at all. So kind of like throwing them out there because they might be helpful to you. If not, just ignore me and relax. So this is for Tom. I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. It is my mind that creates my experiences. I am unlimited in my own ability to create the good in my life. What a good one after today's visualization. Again, like a lot of this is about, you know, taking your control over your life. A kind of quote I've heard at one point was, you know, if you're, I'm not going to get the quote right, but it was the story behind it was, you know, you are the lead player in your own play. And if you're listening to what other people are telling you you should do or you should be, you're letting them be the lead player. So it's your play. Listen to what your body says. I mean, some of the other readings I've been doing recently are like, well, you know, you can listen to other people's advice, but they're not in the same situation as you. They're not, you know, even if they're going through something similar, they're not in the same situation. They're not in the same place. So you got to really be able to listen to your own instincts as well. All right, so this one is for Sophie. Oh no, Sophie, Sophie, I'm going to pull a card for you, but I'm also going to do a healing for. And Robin, I'm pulling a card for you. Got it. I may have said that in reverse before. But I'm going to do Sophie's. Oh, there, Robin, you're a step ahead of me. Okay, so this is for you, Robin. As I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Life mirrors my every thought. As I keep my thoughts positive, life brings to me only good experiences. All right, I'm going to pull one for you, Sophie. And then I'm going to do a healing for you. The second healings are always a little bit faster because on the first one, I want to go through the chakras for people a little bit, for those people who don't know what the chakras meanings are. But I won't do that as much on this one. Oh, good. I'm glad that card rang true for you, Tom. Okay, so this is for Sophie, and then I'm going to do your healing. I am willing to forgive. Forgiveness of myself and others releases me from the past. Forgiveness is the answer to almost every problem. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive and I set myself free. Another great one for tonight. I mean, I think solar plexus and root chakra, because root chakra is about kind of childhood stuff, so there's a lot of forgiveness stuff often there. And so, yeah, I think those two chakras are the places to work. So, Sophie, let me do an energy healing. And yes, Brittany, I'm happy to pull a card for you. All right, so let's start at your root. Yeah, dark. Okay, so Sophie, what I want you to do is when I breathe in, I want you to breathe out. And I want you to breathe out kind of audibly, like, okay? And I'm going to breathe that in. And that's going to breathe out the kind of negative energy in this chakra, okay? And that feels better. I don't know if it's the deep breathing too, but I don't know. It's kind of the most effective technique I've found lately. And I think some of you know that came to me in a dream with one of my spirit guides. So it's fun that it actually works pretty well. So, all right, let me move up to your sacral chakra. So here we're looking for an orange disc right below your navel. Issues of fertility, sexuality, creativity. A little cloudy, but not too bad. Okay, I'm going to move up to solar plexus. It's yellow. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. All right, let's move up to heart. That's green. Okay. So, I don't want to sound cliche, and it's actually not something I have frequently seen before, but it actually looks like a dark line right through the middle. And I know it, I mean, looks like a broken heart. It doesn't look like a heart, it looks like the disc, but and I don't know if that's what it means, but it looks like there's a black line through the middle of your heart chakra. So again, heart chakra can mean a lot of things. If you have any kind of heart circulatory problems, that can lie there too. But let's see if we can help at least smooth over that black line a little bit, put a little bit of green in it, okay? Okay, it feels better. It was actually really interesting for me. It felt almost like painting, I was painting over it. Like a little bridge went through the middle. And then I was able to kind of paint down on one side and then paint on the other side. So that looks better. All right, let's move up to your throat. And this is bright blue, kind of almost turquoise. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's go to your third eye. A little cloudy, but not bad. And let's move up to crown. All right. Let's surround you with a white light, almost like an aura around you. And I want to turn that sucker green right away. Green is also healing, so if you have some physical issues going on, that may help too, but I want to send you that green for your heart chakra. And now I want to turn it pink, and that is love from me to you. In case that heart was broken and you need some love thrown in there. Okay, let's shoot that white light from the aura. Let's turn it white again. I'm going to shoot it down into the ground to ground you. Okay. And Sophie, I don't know if you do stones or anything, but kind of anything green or pink. Like if you have a lot of people have kind of rose quartz just floating around their house. I did when I first got into stones recently, and I realized like my mom had a box of stones, and they're all exactly what I needed. And I had a bunch of stones around the house that I've had like since I was a teenager, just kind of floating around the house. So, okay. So I want to make sure that was intense. I really, again, most of these are, this is really for relaxation. I'm glad if they help you feel centered, Stephanie. I'm glad, even if they just make you feel love from me. I'm thinking about you. I care about you, okay? So I'm going to pull a card for Robin. All right, so this is for you, Robin. I am willing to change. I am willing to release old negative beliefs. They are only thoughts that stand in my way. My new thoughts are positive and fulfilling. And Brittany, I'm going to pull a card for you. So, Robin, I know you may not have gotten this till later, but you'll at least get your card when you get home if you rewatch this. Okay, so this is for Brittany. It's going to be the last card I pull because I can hear my husband rooting around in the kitchen. He's been very good to be as quiet as he could, but I think he's making himself some tea, so I'm going to go make sure that he's okay. So this is for you, Brittany. I forgive myself. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all the feelings of not being good enough, and I am free to love myself. And that's another kind of really good point. If you're not sure what to replace some of these burdens with, love always works. And even if you don't know what, how to put that into a feeling, just caring for yourself like you would for a small child who is hurt. It's almost like, if you've got that burden, look at it like a, boo-boo that some little kid's got, and send the feelings you would to them. And for those of you who missed it in the beginning, had some kind of intense stuff come up, like Sophie, I know if any of that kind of rang true, you may not want to write about it here in YouTube. So feel free to email me privately. You can email me at jcrossstitch@gmail.com. You can email me through my YouTube page, but also let me add you to the Facebook group. So do friend me on Facebook, Jessica Cross, and then send me a message in case I don't recognize you on Facebook. Send me a message that you want to be added to the Facebook group, and I will. And I thank you guys so much for being here. They're the highlight of my week, too. They have changed my life. This is what I've wanted to do for such a long time, and I could not foresee for a very long time how I could make it happen. So the fact that this is happening is kind of amazing to me. I'm okay. Good. I'm so glad, Sophie, that you have some stones, and anything grounding too might help. But have your rose quartz, and I'm so glad that Brittany, the card was right on for you. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I really do appreciate it. And I'd love to have you in the Facebook group just so I can get to know you a little bit better too. So, all right, good night, guys. Have a great week. We are going to try to go back to Monday night next week, but keep an eye on my YouTube page to see if I move it to 8. We'll see how the time goes this week. I want to be able to always be here when you guys are here and have you not, I don't want you to wait around for me. So, all right, have a great week. I've got another video coming out later in the week. I don't have any idea what it is. I think I scheduled it a while ago. So, all right, take care, guys. Good night.